once again, this time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Happy Monday to all the Southern Fried Podcast fans and all of our people out there in Cornbread Nation. We love us some breadheads. Hey, Dave, how are you tonight?
I am blessed beyond measure. Happy Monday. Salute to all moms out there. This is our mama said. We are 6 days away from a new president, and the snow has mostly melted away. So life is good here in the old North GA. I got some Dubby energy drink, which we affiliate with. It's in my water bottle. I got a good old cup of coffee. That's always good. With, yes, the Georgia G. And as a backup, an emergency backup in case things get really hectic tonight, I've got the Mountain Dew Diet, the Diet Mountain Dew. So rocking on this side of the state. What about you?
I'm a rocking too, dude. I am just rocking. I'm trying to get this Podbean thing here set up as well.
And we're echoing, so it may not, you have to mute it on, I think. So your speaker doesn't.
It's not letting me.
It's not letting you.
Can you hear me now?
See if you're still echoing. Sorry, we're trying something new tonight. So if you're listening in and you're wondering why Rob sounds funny, speak again, sir.
I'm trying to speak,
but you're echoing.
We're
trying to still echoing.
Oh, we got echoes.
Try it now.
It says I've been temporarily muted.
Yeah, you need to be muted. I just want you to monitor chat.
Do what?
That's good. You're not echoing now.
Okay, well, you're echoing.
I'm still echoing?
Let me see if I can mute you.
Mute me. You don't need to hear me through there anyway.
No, I don't. How'd you mute me?
Up on the right hand, up in the co-host. The right hand top section, co-host speakers or host. See if you can mute that. I'm able to do it myself. How's that? Are we good now?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. We figured it out, folks. Hey, we're doing things on the fly, man. You know how it is. Trial and error. That's the story of my life. You're in our prayers, man. Always. We pray for all of our listeners, Tire Man, and we'll encourage others to pray for you as well. Hello to our Instagram folks coming in. We welcome you. Our Podbean, which we got Robert and me right now. Our Rumble, YouTube, X, Facebook. Did I leave anybody out? Oh, Kick, Twitch. We're trying to get them all in there. I'm going to pull up the Kick right now because we don't see their chats either unless I pull it up. StreamYard going to have to get us a way to do that. If we ever get Instagram and Kick into the chat, we're awesome. It'll be awesome. I'm going to make that suggestion to them.
That'll happen someday. But that costs a lot of money.
It ain't going to cost them that much money. It shouldn't cost them that much money.
No, I was talking about for us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm working on something tonight, too. So give me just a minute.
Well, welcome to Mama Said again, your Southern Fried Podcast, Monday Night Live. We're trying to connect 3 or 4 different technologies here, and I'm still having trouble with one of them. Sometimes that happens, but we'll figure it out. And I'm not sure what caused that. So I'm not seeing Kick come up, but I think it's good on there. We'll find out. Says I'm live. We're good. So anyway, we're good. Hope you're good. Where you're at, I hope things are better in your life than they were yesterday. Hope good things for all of you, no matter what's going on. If not, send us an And I've got to change our banner. I didn't change that. But no matter what's going on in your life, we appreciate that there's always the hope of tomorrow. The hope
That's
of
right.
tomorrow.
That's
We're not
right.
like Kamala, where tomorrow is today, and today you have the hope of tomorrow. And tomorrow's
No. Look,
okay.
look.
Okay.
We're 6 and a wake up from not ever having to think about her again.
Let me fix this real quick.
Because that's just wrong. But look, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Oh, I got to get situated here. All right. Now I'm ready. Hey, Doc Fat. I can't even see that far. How you doing this evening? Thank you for joining us here on the Podbean. Well, he just left. I didn't want
Well, sometimes that happens, but
that'd be all right.
We appreciate them being here for however long they're here.
That's right. Well, being tonight, as Mama said, I got a very special one that would always terrify me and most other people when they heard their mama say this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What did you just say to me?
Now, that usually that would be called on a short leash right there. If you did something like that.
You were busted. You were probably walking away, mumbling something under your breath, because Mama probably told you to do something or got on to you about something. But she heard what you said. What did you just say to me?
Well, I know if it was you, it was probably bad. So, I imagine you got the smack a few times in the mouth. You might even got the bar of soap.
No,
washed your mouth.
Didn't do the bar soap. No. Somebody told Mama it might make a kid go blind.
You just totally made that up. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It just wasn't believable. I just didn't have confidence that was a believable comment. I was going to just make you convince me, but you didn't even try. So
no.
Yeah,
no.
You look like you had the look about maybe trying, and it's like no.
It wasn't going to work.
That was a hill not worth dying on right there. It's like,
that wasn't it. Although we did talk about some of, I talked with somebody earlier today, and we talked about some of the good ones that I've got you on since last Memorial Day. There's been a couple. The Green Deer was one of them. When we started off the monkey farm, that was another one. But that was kind of a reverse one, because I was like, yeah, this is real. You're like, no, it's not.
That was early on, that was
yeah.
It was way early in the stream of our career.
Well, yeah.
And I was taking it easy on you because you had a heart attack,
Well,
So I'm okay. People have heart surgery. They say they change. So I didn't know if you had changed.
I've changed.
Sometimes people have major surgery, go through a big change in their attitudes, emotions. It's truth. I don't know what it does stuff to some people.
I did hit a big bout of depression there, and I was told not having a depression after major surgery was the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
So I got some help and moved on.
There you go.
But when you're struggling and you need some help, you talk to the doctors and you get the help that you need, hopefully. The other thing is, it did make some changes in me as far as the way I look at life.
Yeah.
I really should really and truly beat the odds on that. The blockages that I had 3 of them, one of them including the Widowmaker, led into it with a heart attack, then going into major surgery, and I laid up there in the hospital for 3 days before they could do the surgery. They had to put a balloon in my leg and force enough blood up to my heart to get it strengthened enough to where I could have surgery.
Wow.
Dude, I cut it close. And every day I have now is a bonus. I mean, we don't go till the Lord says it's time, but when you look at that and then you realize, and then you're like, okay, well, I survived that. But God still has something for me to do. So I do, sir.
Yeah.
And I reached that point to where I needed something. I had to have something to do. And thank goodness for you and this podcast, because this is my way out of the house. I'm epileptic also. I can't get out and go. There's a lot of stuff that I can't do by myself.
Yeah.
But I look forward to being on here and spending time with you. This is a blessing for me every day. And I hope all y'all out there realize just how much of a part of my life that you are.
Me and Jeremy was just talking about that. We ran out to pick up something from the studio, and I don't know. We was just talking. Well, he was talking about he had reached out. I don't know if Cook's busy or sleeping. You never know him. He had reached out to see if he was coming over, and I don't know. We got talking about the podcast, and I was just talking about how you really do. You multitask, but a lot of our thinking is really driven by the podcast now.
Yeah.
There's not a moment really that goes by during the day. Even if you're busy with other stuff, it's always there in your head somewhere of something that you need to be doing or should do or want to do about the podcast. It's either something we're trying to fix, something we want to get done, programming, uploads, reaching out for interviews, responding to emails. And that's what I said. I was talking to a lady at the drive-through. Matter of fact, I was talking to you, and I pulled up and I said, hold on, I'm not quite ready. And I try to be ready for them. There was nobody in line. And I talked to her for a minute, nice young lady. And I think she knew that I was a podcaster. And I said, sorry. I said, when you're podcasting, there's not much of a day that goes by that you're not busy with it. Even when you're working, you get a free moment, you're responding to an email or something. As a matter of fact, that was a phone call, and it happens a lot. But I said, but I love it. I love it. It's just something you do. It's a part of you, So well, it's good that you had that when you had that surgery,
Yes. And, I don't spend as much time working on the computer probably as you do, but I'm brainstorming like all the time because I got many other projects going. I'll be out there running chainsaw, clearing out brush still, and I'll be like, this would be a good idea. What would we need to do to make that happen? And this and that, and stuff kicks around. I spend a lot of time on the phone talking with people like you do and trying to figure out some other special stuff that we can do. And I talked to a lady today, and I may have something really special coming up for us. I will let you know later on this week.
We're hoping.
Yes, it's big. It's big. It's big. So, and I think we're going to have us a special guest starting in about once a month on Fridays. But
I think so, and I hope so. And
I do too.
we're hoping to have a guest on Mondays at some point too. Maybe a mama.
Yeah.
So we hope at least part of the time. And get that the mama perspective,
Yes. In fact, let's put this out there. Any mamas out there that want to be on Mondays, send in an email to us at the Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. You'd be more than welcome.
Absolutely.
We want to get some moms, some perspectives on these things. Okay. So did your mom ever say to you, what did you just say to me?
You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it. But I never did. And I was a good kid. I up until I got a certain age, and parents' marriage fell apart, and I got a little bit of I don't know, a little wild streak or something. Mom had to Mom didn't really talk to me like that. There was times she was aggravated with me. My mom was extremely patient and just loved me. She would tell me if there was something she didn't like. You know, she was Irish. She get that red face, red hair too. You know, so she could get fiery. But honestly, my dad put it very clear that I was never to. Well, I didn't backtalk anybody. And even to disagree, raising voice was out. I never you said anything out of the way. I knew what would happen, and I just didn't do it. You know, I would say that I was bad in there was bad in other ways. You know, like at a certain age, mom and dad's left, and it's just me and my mom, and my sisters, and you know, the first time she caught me drinking was not that was bad. You know. And she didn't even holler at me. I wish she had. She cried, which made it worse. Oh,
my mom was the exact opposite with me, and she told me, she said, "I know you." She said, "If you're going to drink, do it around me." She said, "But she said, if you ever get off with your buddies doing it, and you get behind the wheel of a car, I'm going to kill you if you survive it."
With my mom, it was, and you know, I appreciate her passion for it, because with my mom, the reason that, and she didn't want that for me anyway. And I never did drink till way late. I mean, I was getting up there a little bit. And I was trying to hide it from her actually the night I got caught. I was supposed to be spending out with my buddy, but his grandfather got mad at his grandson. So he burned us all down. So he went and called my mom and said, "Oh, your boy's drinking," you know? So he kind of burned me down. He did the old burn down. So
yeah.
I knew it was bad, but her brother was an alcoholic. And that was something that mom was very passionate about, was not drinking. And it was the right thing. And I wish I'd listened. And I haven't drank in nearly 30 years. It's coming up on 30 years, but and just a couple more years, be 30 years. I've not drank. And I'm not judging anybody. Don't take what I'm saying. You don't answer to me for that. I'm just saying that my father-in-law told me one time years ago, he did a lot of different things. One of the things he did was he did a lot of sales. He was very involved in business, and he told me, and he was a drinker. He would drink. He liked liquor. And I didn't care for liquor that much, but he always told me, he said, a man who drinks is always behind his competition. And he said, I'm telling you that I drink. And I said, well, why is that? He said, because, well, think about it. He said, a guy who drinks, now he may go out and cut deals while he's drinking, but the next morning while the go-getter's getting her done, what's the guy dealing with that drinks? A hangover. And you're just as not as effective. Even if you throw the aspirin to it and fight through it, you're not going to get up as early. You're not going to fight as hard early in the morning than a guy who's a go-getter who don't drink. He made a great point. And he says, I'm admitting that. But he said, I'm at a point in my life, I just don't care. I make enough money that I don't care. I'm still going to have my Southern Comfort and Coke or whatever, you know, that was his kind of thing. But he was giving me wisdom. Even still, he was saying, don't be a drinker. Thank you, Jenna Terry, for the love there on Facebook. We appreciate that. But, you know, to not drink is, I mean, it's good advice. I mean, it's great advice. And parents give us those advices. So, they always say, well, they got to sow their wild oats. Well, my mom never wanted me to have to, experience the wild oats, because she knew there'd be harm come from that. And there was some harm. There was some things that was harmful in my life. And I'm thankful it wasn't worse. There were some close calls in my life that I really know. I don't just believe it. I know the Lord took care of me while I was being a knucklehead and had a greater purpose for me. And it became clear as the more my life went on. And but that's hard. That's part of your makeup. You look back and that's part of who you are. And you just recognize those things. And so, again, I've got a lot of friends who like the social drink. I was one of those guys, and it just crushed my mom. We had to talk about it, and unfortunately I never was, she was afraid her brother he was a successful man, but he was an alcoholic, and her mom was an alcoholic. And she died an early death. She always thought she was murdered, got in with some bad people. So it was I understood that from my mom. I understood. I didn't want to break her heart that way. But, I don't know. And honestly, I didn't drink early on because I liked it. Honestly, it's horrible. I just did it, I think, 2 reasons. One, it was friends doing it. And 2 was, I think I was just covering up hurt in my life. That I was frustrated about things in my life, my mom and dad's divorce, separation, and eventual divorce. And, but unfortunately later on, I actually was one of those people that got to like the taste of beer. A lot of people drink beer. They don't like it. They just want to get a buzz. I actually enjoyed the taste of beer, but it was never something I just had to have. Never.
Yeah, that was something.
And once I figured out,
I
found out that I would never drink as much if friends weren't around. Now, I would cook out and have a beer or 2 while I was cooking out, but I realized if friends weren't around, I didn't drink. So I asked myself the question, why are you drinking? Who are you drinking for? And it appeared to me that I was drinking more for my friends than I was for myself. And it became, there was a couple other reasons that came along. It became very easy for me to say, I don't need this. And I don't miss it. I don't.
Well, I'm not going to lie about it. I like beer. I don't drink. And the reason why I don't drink is because it affects my seizure meds, and there ain't no way I can do that. I struggle enough with that, and I'm not going to do anything to hinder that. So I was able to walk away from it.
My mom was very, she never liked it, but she just, I'm sure she did a lot of praying for me. But I tried not to make that in your face kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And where are you coming from, Jenna Terry? What part of this world or this sphere that we live on? Where are you coming from? We're just curious of what state. And thanks for being here tonight. And please join in and give any thoughts. We like our chats. But I didn't put it in her face. She never liked it. And I got in trouble one time. This is a good Mama Said story I can tell on myself. I got in trouble with 2 mamas.
At the same time? That's not good.
And when I say this, I don't want Rome, Georgia. Hey, the Rome Braves. I like them Rome Braves. Rome's a great town for history. I love to go to Rome.
Why am I not getting Facebook updates on here now?
I'm not sure, brother. But I used to watch a lot of TV because my mom lived with us, and I let her watch the TV and everything. So I had a TV set up in my bedroom. A lot of people do that, and I'd watch sports and stuff back there. And when I was watching sports, sometimes Lynn, Lynn was an old bartender. I probably shouldn't say that on there, but she did a little bartending in her life, and she knew how to. No, I'm not still in Rome. I'm in North Georgia. I'm up in Fort Oglethorpe.
No, I was asking her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at it wrong. But
it popped up now.
Well, good. But Lynn would keep me, a lot of times would keep those mugs in the freezer and switch out. And so I'd have these ice cold mugs of beer that she would bring. And we've got someone jumping in a Podbean. Welcome to the program. We appreciate you. But she would bring these beers to me, and serve me. Well, a couple of times she'd be busy in the kitchen cooking or something, and I'm not saying it was right. I'm not, but some baby boy would bring me one. It was closed. He'd bring me not the mug, a bottle, and I'd have him throw one away. Well, I just happened to glance back. I don't know why I glanced back, but I glanced back, and I don't remember how old he was. I must have left some at the bottom. Baby boy he was curious. He was always a curious little guy. I forget how old he was. And I hollered. And when I did, of course, both moms heard that. And boy, did I get in trouble. I said, we ain't doing that no more. Yes, still in Rome. It's a great place. Great place. Yeah. I just went through there not too long ago. I'm one of those crazy people, because I love history. I love to go to that old cemetery over there. A lot of Confederate soldiers, and they. By the way, Rob, I don't know if you know this. In that cemetery in Rome, and I forget the name. I know it. It's not McIntyre. I've so many cemeteries I've been through. Anyway, I can't remember, but there is a former first lady buried in that cemetery.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yes, I've been to that grave.
Huh.
But
Well,
yes, she was from Rome, and they brought her back for burial there. It's a big cemetery, big old cemetery. I love that stuff. I'd love to go to that one in Atlanta that has a lot of old markers and stuff. Unfortunately, some people went and did some damage, and storm damage happened too there, but hopefully they've got all that cleaned up. But I like to visit cemeteries, and because I love history, I like to just see. You can tell a lot about community, Rob, if you go to a cemetery.
yeah, by the way it's kept up and
Well, but also you can tell when you walk through a cemetery, you can tell when disease came through because a lot of people died. And you would see that back in the day, like you just walk through, you start seeing a bunch of people, the same death dates, and you realize that they had some kind of disease, sickness sweep through and it took out. You go back and do some research and you'll find out that's what happened. And, they just didn't have the medicines and stuff. It was,
yeah. And a lot of times on these older cemeteries, you'll go through and you'll find a lot more babies dying than you do in the more modern ones.
Hey, thanks for coming in on Twitch. You never know. We'll keep you in mind if we've done some of that before on a little bit of small scale. But if we do, you're fine. We don't hate on you for posting there for that. Brothers gotta market their things out there, so we're good. But yeah, welcome to the Southern Fried. If we can use you, we will. But yeah, you can really tell a lot about a community, and you see, what you'll notice is all the young children.
Yeah,
you'll see a lot of young children that have died, and it's heartbreaking. You walk through and you see all that, and you're like, man. I had that happen. And matter of fact, he'd be a cousin to me. My great great grandfather's brothers, his one of his grandchildren, it's a West Wagon Express, would be a cousin to me. He's buried there in Walker County, and he is the Confederate, one of the Confederate ancestors I have. He's buried there, and I know I've got a lot of information on him and about, this is part of my family. And anyway, his dad and brothers, and in fact, he had a brother named David Cordell like me, and he was David B, and I'm David A. And anyway, his son was a local pastor. And he pastored. This is I don't know if you're familiar with the Surtain's History of Walker County, Rob. It's a great book. Anyway, some of my family's listed in there. And because he pastored, they list a lot of churches and stuff. So I knew that he had pastored some churches. And so I did some research in the Walker County Messenger, which is it's still around. But they have a lot of online records and stuff. You can go and look on microfilm at the library and stuff. It goes back to the 1800s. And what I found out was astounding because I looked at the dates of death for him and his wife, the father and mother, and they died a month apart. Well, I got to looking, and this was 1916, and there was a disease that came through the county. And a lot of people died in that because he was a pastor. He preached a lot of funerals, a lot of them like that. I would read these death announcements, and the eulogy was, Ezekiel was the Confederate ancestor, his son. And anyway, I found out that he preached his own mom and dad's funeral a month apart. The disease come through and took him out. So you're welcome, Only Zeus 13. Love the name. You're welcome. No problem. But yeah, I just like doing stuff like that. And I kind of think my mom really, my dad loved history, but and he was big on family. So I get a lot of it from my dad. Dad was really big on the history part of it. But I think some things obviously I got from my mom, and I think some of the things that she liked about, because she missed a lot of her family. It was a lot of brokenness in her family, and my mom was always yearning for relationships with step siblings and half siblings and all that stuff, and sometimes they just didn't give her the time of day, and I always hated that for her. And she instilled in us a great sense of family and always standing together, and my family is like that a lot, but she really stressed it in our family. And it's amazing to me how many families I meet where that's not the case. They don't talk to each other. They ain't talked to each other in decades. In fact, they might even hate each other. You know what? Me and my sisters don't always agree on everything, but I'm going to tell you what never changes about us. You've met my sisters on here.
Yeah.
We love each other. And there's a lot of gap in our age. I'm the oldest, Heather's the youngest, and Tammy's stuck there in the middle. We love each other, and we will always stand together. Even if we could get on each other's nerves. We do. I know I do sometimes get on people's nerves,
No. That's like saying that I might say the wrong thing on here sometime.
That's like Joe Biden getting an ice cream. It's going to happen. I'm going to get on your nerves eventually. That's just the way it is for this English Irishman, from the South. But I love family, and I love that togetherness. My mom instilled a lot of that in us, and I'm instilled that in my kids. And Kaylee's, she will definitely. You'll hear her say things, even if she gets me. Kids learn how to use stuff against you. So if I'm really tired and, she's like, let's go do this, Papa. And I'll say, I don't know, I'm kind of tired. She'll say, oh, come on. We're making memories. And I'm like, oh, that's like a gut punch. It's like she goes right to my core, and she knows it works because I'm big on making memories. So, I just suck up the energy from somewhere. When we were down there, she used it against me. They wanted to go see those lights. And, I got in kind of late that Friday night.
Yeah, you did.
We had a long day that day, brother. You were tired. Yeah. I know you was tired. I was worn out. Drove the 30 minutes back, got to the hotel. They met me at the truck. We're going to see the lights, ain't we? I'm like, I don't know. And I was trying to get Jeremy doing it. Jeremy's
tired. I want to go to bed, but we're going to make memories.
I know. And that's what it was. And I was like, all right, let's do it, And I was thinking but I ended up having a great time, and it was the right thing to make those memories. But man, they learned to use that against me. It's like when I started something with Jeremy, when we stay at this certain hotel, we don't always stay there, but when we do, one night I said, there was a Walgreens, 3 blocks up or something. And I said, I need to go run to Walgreens. There's always something you forget. Your wife says, hey, we got to have, so let's go up to Walgreens. He said, we're going to drive. I'm like, no, it's Pigeon Forge. Traffic's heavy. Let's just walk it. And so he's like, okay. So I said, by the way, we're making memories. Well, that one trip, that one night of one trip years ago, he said, every time we go, if we stay in a hotel, he goes, are we going to walk up to Walgreens? I'm like, well, we don't need nothing. He goes, it's a tradition, Dad. I'm like, walking to Walgreens is a tradition? He said, yeah. But he has a point. It's not the walking to Walgreens. It's me and him out walking together and talking. And I'm glad that they have picked up on that and that they want to do things like that. Children, grandchildren. Now, one time I got to tell you about this. Baby boy, you have to lasso him and tie him down. He's always been on the go. Family events for him is like he comes in like a Bo and Luke Duke jumping over, a bridge and comes screeching in and jumping out of the General Lee and running in and, hey, is food ready? He ready to eat, have a good time for about 30 minutes, and he's ready to hit the road. That's what he does. But we were up there one time, and it was Christmas time. And my sister, they got that Titanic experience up there, and it's pretty cool. I've been through it. I like it. Even if you don't like that, you don't even care about the Titanic. The movie you might not like. Rob loved the movie Titanic because he loved that love scene at the front of the ship there, them in the wind and all that. Rob's seen that movie about 25 times. I think he could sing that song from Celine Dion. And sorry, I had to throw that in there. But I'm talking about the actual.
I understand. It's kind of like it's kind of like the same relationship you have that movie Brokeback Mountain or whatever.
No, don't even go there, dude. No.
Oh, yeah. Throw me under the bus, please.
Moving along. So, so we're at this Titanic experience this Christmas time, and they said they were going to have this big Christmas show out in the parking lot. This place was packed. So we found a parking space. We got there early enough. So we fought the traffic, and we were standing in a cabin, and he was driving my truck. So we took 2 cars, maybe even had 3. We all drove down there, and he's up at the cabin. And I said, look, you got to come, man. The sisters want you there. You got to come. So he makes it down there. He didn't realize he was going to get trapped in that parking lot either for a while. So we're there early. I mean, early. And we're regaling him with stories and having fun. And it's Christmas time. And I'm like, you don't want to, my sister's like, you don't want to miss this program, Josh. It's going to be great. This is great. It's Christmas time. This is awesome. And he's like, yeah, okay. I'm glad. I'm here for you, Tammy. I'm here for you. Well, we waited for 2 hours, man, because you had to get, we wouldn't have got in if you get there early. So we went through it. Then we, waited out in the parking lot all this time. Well, they was ready to get started. Well, that thing lasted all of about, I want to say 15 minutes. And all it consisted of was some of the girls dressed up like they're dressed in the Titanic outfits. And they had them coming out, and they did some sort of routine to 2 or 3 Christmas songs that they were playing over the loudspeakers. And they gave out some candy, and that was it. And I'll never forget the look on baby boy's face. And he looked at us and he said, they're coming back, right? That you didn't keep me here all this time for that, right? And Tammy said, I don't know. I'm sure they're coming back. I mean, I know it was more than that. And he's like, I don't think so, Tammy. I think that was it. I think you've wasted 2 hours of my life, And then he was trapped in the parking lot and get out.
Look, if I wait 2 hours to see a show about the Titanic and they come out and do some horse crap like that, I ain't what I waited 2 hours to see. I want to see somebody get dunked in that ice cold water and hang on to a piece of board or an iceberg, piece of ice or something.
I mean, it took longer than that for the ship to go down. I mean,
Yeah.
So he was not happy. He still.
I give it to him on that. I wouldn't be very happy either if I waited 2 hours.
And I really thought there was more. I was like, oh, that's got to be more. So that kept him satisfied for about 15 minutes till we realized that was it. And we weren't the only ones. I mean, God bless them, but they should have figured out a little bit more, bring in some more entertainment or something. It was the biggest hook I've ever seen. Well, I ain't gonna say it's the biggest hook. The biggest one was something else I remember in South Atlanta. Oh, that was a bad night, but people get hooked in for stuff you hear on the radio or something. Remember back in the day, Rob, I know you're old enough to remember this, and don't tell me you're not. Back in the day for entertainment, this was big entertainment. And I know people that are younger are going to think that's stupid, but it's true. Remember how they used to do the spotlights at grand openings and stuff? And you had no idea what the spotlight was for. I mean, I'm talking about one of them that was about the size of a house.
Shine up in the air and stuff,
yeah,
and wave around.
Everybody jumped in the car and want to go find out what was going on.
Remember that.
You don't know. You're lying. You are a liar.
Oh, okay.
You ain't got nothing going on down there.
Remember that.
You ain't got nothing going on down there but planting and long, dusty roads. Don't tell me you didn't go looking to see what the spotlight was about. And it wasn't no bat symbol in the air either.
I bet it was too. I'm not sure. Hey. You ain't got to throw that out there. No, I'm a lot younger than you, Dave. That's the thing you just don't understand. There's a lot of stuff you remember that. What?
That was a 2 or 3 decade thing, man. Come on. Up until cell phones come on the scene, man, that was like social media time. You went to see who you knew what was going on at the spotlight, man. Come on. It was a new car place opening up or a movie they were advertising or something. I mean, that was a big deal, man.
Next thing you know, you're going to try to convince everybody that I actually watched Lawrence Welk on TV.
I would never go that far, dude. my mom watched that, and what was that, Sunday night? Wasn't that always Sunday night? Oh.
The bubbles would come out, and I would hate it. I'm like, pop the bubbles, pop the bubbles. My
dad read the paper while that was going on. Oh, My dad controlled the TV a lot. So during the day was at work. So at night, until Dad went to bed, it was sports, news, more sports. Oh, and yes, there's a couple of shows he liked. One of those was Bo and Luke Duke, but he didn't watch it. He didn't watch it for Bo and Luke.
He watched
what he was looking at? He's what Barbara Bach. Yeah, and he also loved Wonder Woman. Surprise.
I dimly remember the Wonder Woman TV show.
Shut up. You know better.
Her invisible jet.
You didn't worry about no invisible plane or whatever that was.
Yeah, look, I was so young, I wasn't really worried about Wonder Woman at that point.
And it didn't have nothing to do with her lasso either, man. Come on.
She had a lasso?
You know.
I just like that swimsuit she ran around in. I thought she was going to go swimming in every episode. And even at the tender age of which I saw it at, they come on, she'd do the spin around in a circle and come out in her swimsuit, and it'd go, Wonder Woman. I was like, I'm not wondering. Got this. Ain't nothing to wonder about.
My dad did like action shows, but there were definitely those he watched that were they had the ladies in there. He liked the $6 Million Man. We used to watch that. But he was really big on news and sports, and he got up early, so he went to bed kind of early, but he was always up early. So that prime time viewing was his time. The rest of the time, Mom was watching things like that. But she did watch some music stuff that I liked. But she was big on Hazel. Do you remember the show Hazel? Golly, man. I hated that show.
Is that the one about the maid?
It was the one about the maid. Love American Style, New York Patriot, Nevada, Patriot. Yes, she loved Love American Style. That and the Love Boat. Let's just put two shows about love in there. The Love Boat and
Herbie the Love Bug. I remember the Love Bug.
Yeah, the Love Bug was definitely part of it. And don't tell me I don't. You're not that much younger than me, dude.
What, about 12 years?
About 5. Maybe 4.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You were born in 50 what?
No. You know better than that.
I was born in 1970.
Yeah, you're a 70 baby. I was 65. So the summer of 65. Truly.
Hey, that was a song, wasn't it? It was
the summer of 69, but I was summer of 65. Well, there was another song. Was it Paul Davis or something had a song about that?
I think so.
I think so. Well, you're right. We're both not 45. Let me pop these in the chat. Well, let me.
Did I lose chat again?
No, you don't ever see Instagram. So
okay. Well, you Instagram folks, whoever said that, I'm not much older than 45.
And yes, Fantasy Island but my dad did like Fantasy Island. I don't know why, but he did like Fantasy Island.
You remember Tattoo? You know what kind of M&Ms he liked? The plane,
I don't have a clue.
The plane.
Oh.
You're welcome. You are welcome. You'll never unhear that.
Well, the show just went downhill right there.
What?
I don't know that he is or he is not. You can answer this question. He kind of is through the podcast, but I don't think he is personally.
No, I'm not on Instagram. Hey, you're kind of like I am. I'm 39 with 13 years experience. No, I'm
And
only
he's also a
39
good
years
liar.
old. I know I'm 39 years old because I'm my mother. My mother said I could not be older than 39 because she was not ever going to have a son older than she was. Mama said.
Well, Mama's not here to for you to have to live up to that anymore. So
Oh no, I live up to it just in memory. I don't blame you. I'd quit too. Them birthdays are nasty things. They don't do nothing but make you get older. Uh, you know, my goodness. I'll tell you something else it does. It kind of makes your hair thin a little bit once you get over like 39. Just a little bit. It makes it thin just a touch. What? 51 in March. Uh, well, that would make you about 21 years older or 20 years older. No, not be 51. I'm 39. Before it'd be like 11 or 12 years. Uh,
I understand that, Patriot. I had a long day too. It was busy, a lot going on, but it's good. Sometimes your brain is just gets a little off. But later when my mom got older, and so I had the Hazel, I had all them type of show. Of course, the soap operas. Oh my gosh, love you, Mom, but the soap operas. She was big on Falcon's Crest, Knots Landing, and Dallas. But
the
later
only
on,
time I watched and got into Dallas was when they were trying to figure out who shot JR. And yes, I had one of the T-shirts that said, "I shot JR." Don't feel bad though, because I also had a T-shirt that said, "Homework makes you ugly."
that was one of the biggest. Well, that sells. I mean, you got to figure that sells, and you got to know your marketing. It definitely sells. That's like the Harlequin novels, or what they call them. The all the things about the fantasies about the guy riding in on the white horse or whatever, Fabio. Steve at Half Pine riding in on his hair down and shirt off. That's what they thought of. But later on, I mean, she liked those shows. But later on, she got into shows like Golden Girls. Oh,
I like the Golden Girls.
I wasn't in the Golden.
Estelle Getty played the oldest one of all of them. And she was the youngest of all of them. Did you see? Oh my gosh! Please tell me you saw this. Arnold Schwarzenegger tricked Stallone into taking this movie and to making it. See if you remember this movie. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Was that? I loosely remember this. I don't even know if I watched it, but I think I can't think of
Oh,
the
it
name
was
of it.
horrible. It was
It was a
horrible.
horrible. Yeah, I don't remember
And
that, but
Arnold went and read the script and was like, "No." And then he went to Stallone and said, "You should do this movie." And he did. That was a bone of contention between them for a while.
well, that was like when who was it? There's been a lot of bad decisions on movies made, but they're afraid to turn down work, I guess. But welcome also on Instagram, French Girl for Trump. Thank you for that. I like the name.
Yeah.
Yes, 6 days, six days. I'm, getting down there.
Yeah.
A guy works at 6 days. That's what's really said. He goes, today's already in. I'm not counting today.
But it's 5 and a wake up.
Rob, you will love it.
5 and a wake up.
Rob, you will love this name. I just know it. This is an Instagram.
Okay.
Just came in. Welcome to the program. You will love that name.
What? And my dad had a name that he used for everything. He used the same name for everything, and he used it for his email, everything. It was "Damn It Man," and it was just because he liked to hear people say, "Is your email Damn It Man?" What'd you say to me? uh, Hey, Vina, thank you for joining in with us tonight. You staying out of trouble? We need to get your email because we got to have you on here soon.
We do. Thank you for being in here. I think you're the first one to give us that emoji too. I like that. Something different.
Yeah, she's laughing with us. Well, go ahead and type now because you're in here and we know you're in here. What was your favorite line out of a movie? The silliest movie that you ever saw? Yes.
It has to be. It has to be the silliest to have the best line.
No, I said or. I Dream of Jeannie.
But my mom liked a lot. But my mom would turn around and then she liked like Soul Train. I mean, she introduced me to Motown, and we'd watch back to back Dick Clark, and then we'd watch Soul Train, and so I had a lot of music. She was a big influence in my life for music.
And I'm not don't take this the wrong way, but I did notice that the dancing was much better on Soul Train than it was on Dick Clark's whatever show.
Well, I don't know. They had some dance on there sometimes too. They really did.
Yeah, but that's when I learned that I can't dance.
You remember early on? You might not remember this, Rob, because you try to act like you're 19. But John Travolta, he was a singer. I don't know. He kind of got away from that. It was acting, but I remember him coming on Dick Clark promoting his album. Boo this man.
They don't know that one, but I do. Simple, but
I've heard of it, but no doubt.
Thank you. Now, John Travolta, he's one of those old actors, isn't he?
Well, he is now, but he wasn't then.
Okay.
He was. This is around the time he was on.
What's he been
in? Welcome Back, Kotter. Which was a classic TV show.
Was that a show?
70s.
Okay. What movies has John Travolta been in that I would have seen? He's one of them old actors, right?
Oh, come on, man. You're blowing smoke over there. You're about to make me say something I shouldn't say and all that. Yes, Nevada Patriot.
Yeah.
Yes, and WKRP as well. I would have loved to have the outtake videos of you trying to dance like the girls. That would be awesome. I'm glad there wasn't video around much when I was a kid. I'll be honest with you. WKRP is a classic show. And do you know where the station was that was actually based off? It's based off a true station. The idea came from the guy who was at a station. Do you know where?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Jen. Just changed Instagram. Got you. Well, I like the name, Jen. Awesome. All in the Family, another classic. My dad loved All in the Family. Go figure. He identified, and Carol O'Connor knew that he could identify with, that guy who's raising that generation. He knew that. So in Gunsmoke, I don't remember John Travolta in Gunsmoke.
That's his age group.
But it wasn't Chicago. It was actually Atlanta. And the guy who came up with that, he said that I think they actually had to tone it down a little bit for TV, all the goings on. I forget the call letters of the station. I don't even know if it's even around anymore. But it was based on a station in Atlanta. It was a great, and also if you listen to the the closing song, the rocking song that closes out WKRP.
Yeah.
Go look at the lyrics of that song. I challenge you to do that. It's the biggest bunch of gibberish you've ever seen in your life. That they take that gibberish and make it sound like a rock. I guess they were just trying not to be, like they're ripping somebody. Whoever wrote that, it names the group, but it's gibberish. Which there's some songs have been gibberish that made a lot of money for people. Yes, Burt Reynolds was in Gunsmoke.
Yes.
I didn't know about the Golden Girls, but he was Quint in Gunsmoke, and I think it was Atlanta. Urban Cowboy, yes, that was 1980, I believe that was. That movie was huge, and Travolta pulled that off. He definitely went from sounding like a New Yorker to sounding like a Houstonian or something, a Texas cowboy. My mom loved that movie too. But yeah, he was Quint on there, and Doc, the guy that played Doc, said one day to Burt Reynolds, he said, "What are you doing, man?" He goes, "Listen, we love you, but you're funny, man. You got to get off the show. You've got a big career ahead of you." And he did. he was just making a paycheck then, but that was before he really made it.
I don't know if John.
I think that station was South Atlanta. No, I don't remember.
Sorry, I cannot think about WKRP in Cincinnati and not think about the turkey bomb.
Well, it's one of the best all time.
I mean, all time great. If you hadn't seen that, or if y'all haven't seen they've got a video of it, of the WKRP in Cincinnati turkey giveaway. If you haven't seen it, oh my gosh, you have to watch it.
It's a classic.
It's absolutely one of the most. It is an all-time classic.
Absolute classic. My mom did like WKRP in Cincinnati, which amazed me. Probably because of Johnny Fever, because she liked, what was that actor's name? I can't think of his name, but I think she liked his character. Johnny Fever was Mr. Cool on there.
I'll tell you another show that I liked growing up, Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, that goes back. It's really sad what happened to the real life, person. I guess he played Starsky. I don't think it was Hutch. His wife and his wife and daughter got caught up in the early days of AIDS. They were in a car wreck, if I remember right, and were given a blood transfusion with tainted blood, and he lost his family.
Yeah,
horrible story. I remember reading a long article about that.
Oh well, we were having fun, and then you went and dumped a bunch of ice water on that.
Well, I'm sorry. That's the way the brain works, Stuff just pops out,
Okay. What about The Incredible Hulk?
Big fan of the TV show. I thought that was well done. Didn't like the movie, but I did like the show. Hey, I'm an old fan of and my mom would watch this. Was Kung Fu or whatever it was called. What was the one called where David Carradine was in? What was that one called?
Kung Fu.
It was a Kung Fu. I don't remember. But it was funny. He was a great actor, but he wasn't anything martial arts. No. That dude drank and smoked when he wasn't on scene, man. That dude could not fight his way out of a paper bag. And Bruce Lee used to get so mad about that because of the Asian racism that went on. He was supposed to have that show. If you watch the movie, they talk about that, the dragon. But he said, it's not right. He came up with the idea, but they gave it to the white guy who drank and smoked, and he's a great actor. It's not his fault, but you met Lou Ferrigno. What an awesome thing! A guy with a hearing problem who made it big through body work, and he became the Hulk. He was that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry. Well, we're kind of talking about we're just Mama, so we're talking about TV shows that our mama liked that we didn't really care for. At least I am. But Mama would make us watch because there wasn't but one TV usually in the house back in those days, and so we've mentioned quite a few, but we're venturing into other areas a little bit. But good evening to you, sir, and hope you and your family and church are well. But yeah,
I remember I remember
the Incredible Hulk was cool, and what kid didn't love that when he kind of ripped that, everything started ripping and he jumped, holler and everything.
Yeah.
But he
they play that music. Dun 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 dun.
She met him at a comic book convention and didn't know he was deaf. Really? Okay. So were you hollering at him?
Oh.
Lou was great because he had the physical part and the athletic jumping around and everything. But what was cool about him was when everybody thought he was mean, hurting, wanted to kill people and all that. But when he would rescue animals or someone hurt in a car, and he would, I love that side of it. It played it. He really was in many ways, the star of the show. But he wasn't on scene that much because he only was seen when he lost it. He got mad. Yeah. Imagine how many of us would have a bunch of Hulks dropping out of the sky or turning into that or whatever if every time we lost our temper, that happened to us.
Oh, now see, that would have been funny because if I had been you, I would have just thrown gas on that fire. Like, yeah, you gonna let him ignore you like that? Why don't you get in front of him, wave him down? Don't you let him walk away from you. Oh my gosh, it's to a huge guy like Lou Ferrigno. See if you can talk somebody running from him and go, hey, mister.
Yeah, people trying to flag you down.
So much fun with that.
They thought he was ignoring. Sorry, we have to say it again for our audio listeners. They don't see the chat.
Okay,
so
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I try to read them off. Uh-oh. I love this comment here. Let's see what this is a great comment from Instagram, and
what we're talking about me, huh?
It's not about you. It's not about you. Talking about turning into Hulk. I'm not an animal. I'm a human being. If I lost my temper, things would levitate, become projectiles. Hey, Platinum Wins, welcome into Instagram. Hope you're doing well this evening.
Yes.
We appreciate you. It's always about Rob. Well, he thinks it is. Yeah, it's a self-conscious kind of thing. It's a confidence thing. He's always thinking that somebody's talking about him. That's why sometimes I don't even put up the chat. I just leave it over there, and he's like wondering what's going on.
I don't care.
He's like a little kid.
Look, the one time I didn't catch it, somebody called me fat.
This show right here is one of those shows that crossed over all demographics, and everybody loved it. And you're going to admit this, Rob, when you see it.
Sanford and Son.
Everybody loved that show.
I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth.
And everybody did just exactly that, portrayed that, and still to this day.
Hey, I actually got to do it. For real, for real.
You did? Well, yeah, for real, for real. That's true. But you might not have said, you might not have called the name the same, but ain't this sweet?
Oh,
he's a good kid. Yeah. Let's give him the Joe Biden clap. Way to go, Rob. You're a good kid.
You guys are so great.
All right, do the clap.
I love it. You guys are so great.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a good guy. We've been friends for a long time. We do pick on each other, though.
It's allowed. Y'all can get on me all you want to. I figure if y'all on me, you give us somebody else a break.
I don't know. I made you mad one night. You left the stream. I must have touched the button. He probably went out, kicked the dog or something. I don't know. Came back. We were okay.
Usually when I get up and leave the stream, either I'm having a spasm or I'm feeling a little bit upset in my brain there. Good kids.
These comments are cracking me.
I
Read
think I
that
threw
one.
it. Look, you made him sick. We have a winner.
Oh man, I love Sanford and Son. I think it's like All in the Family. They made sure that they covered all of the different people groups. Like you had with All in the Family, you had the white, but then you had the African American family, and then you had the hippie that was with all the young. They'd bring on stuff and talk about all the rebellion of the young people in college and the anti-war and all that stuff. With Sanford Son, you had Julio. I mean, they was always arguing over stuff, you know.
Who
So
was
they
the,
made,
who was
they made
the,
fun
who
of.
was the woman on there that he used to fight with all the time? They were always arguing. They tell you so ugly, you'd scare the hair off a cat.
Oh, I can't
or
think of
something.
her name. I know what you're talking about. She'd hit him with her pocketbook sometimes.
Yes, yes.
But they did the same thing. And you know, they would look at
Esther,
race.
thank you. Aunt
Yeah,
Esther.
Esther.
Aunt Esther.
That's right, Jerry. They would look at race relations in a way that was funny. Like in All in the Family, it was, you know, they both would make fun of each other. On Sanford and Son, they did the same thing. Remember they had the white police officer, and he would always he was like the straightest, you know, dumbest. And you know, they did that stuff. It was hilarious, man, how they did that. But that's back when we knew how to laugh about stuff, and it helped heal wounds and you know bring people together. So
And
nowadays,
what was it? When they did the crossover with the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker. You remember that?
The what?
The crossovers with the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker.
Yes.
Oh, Archie, look, the Jeffersons are here.
Yeah. Yes, Grady was.
Grady. Yes.
Can I just say it? Wasn't Grady lazy? I mean, he was kind of lazy, wasn't he? He wasn't a real go getter.
Well, neither was Fred Sanford.
Well, yeah, neither was. I was thinking about this comment, and I want to tell you that when I was young, one of the things that me and my best friend had were some comedy albums, and one of them was the Red Fox comedy album. And let me tell you what, you could not say one joke that guy said on that album on TV. There's no way.
No.
It's like Richard Pryor. There's no way. That was
was worse than Richard Pryor.
He was worse. He had bad language. My mom would have smacked my mouth I would have got the soap on my mouth and my ears if she'd known I listened to that. Yes, that's true. He was rough. But one of them I remember is, and I don't even know why it was funny to us, but it was funny. But something about a lady who had bad gas got on a that's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. I forgot about that. Yes, he was a nasty comedian. He really was. But he made fun of a lady getting on an elevator, had bad gas, passed gas, and then I tried to use one of those air fresheners. You know, sometimes you get those that smell like the trees or whatever, like a Christmas tree top, spruce or pine or whatever. Anyway, he supposedly gets on and says, smelled like somebody crapped. He didn't say that word, a Christmas tree in here. That was in that comedy album. I'll never forget that. But he was very filthy mouth.
That was actually one of the cleanest things he said on the whole album.
Well, and I cleaned it up a lot, but yeah, he was he had a mouth on him. That's he really did. So, but yeah, and Richard was the same way. That was
on Saturday mornings when we went in and watched our cartoons that used to come on only on Saturday mornings, that they had Fat Albert.
Oh yeah.
Now I know two people on here have seen Fat Albert live.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I did not know that. Which that's very common in the entertainment world. There's quite a few people that were, drugs or alcohol or something like that. But there's also the flip side of that. In the TV show The Waltons, the dad, Ralph Waite, great actor, was drinking heavily on that. He was an alcoholic on that show, but the guilt he had of being this TV dad to all those kids. He felt like he needed to make a change in his life for them. And he became a minister later on, but he quit drinking. Good for him. Yeah. Good for him.
If I had to be on the Waltons every day, yes, he did come up with Fat Albert. And he was in some of his comedy routines as well, especially some of his earlier ones.
Cinnamon poop. Yeah. I'm looking at the comments over here. Here's another one, and this one has probably been watched in my of any TV show. This one, bar none, is the most, and that's the Andy Griffith Show. And it is so huge in the South for sure. It's safe viewing, and it always does good in reruns. It could be on 10 times, and every channel would make money off of it showing that show. It is a classic and will remain so. But most people agree that when Don Knotts left, it turned into.
Oh yeah,
they may have still watched it, but it got very boring. Don Knotts them together was magic. I mean, just magic. And Don Knotts was a comedy genius. Do you know early on he was into ventriloquism, and he had this skit that he did in the military. They go around and entertain the troops, and he would, I forget the name of it, and somebody told him, because he was kind of gotten into both comedy, and somebody told him, said, "You've got to dump this guy, the dummy, because you're better at this than you are at that." And he was visiting the troops on some island and done a show out there, and he went out on a sand dune, if I remember right. And he left that thing on that sand dune so that he wouldn't be tempted to go back to it, come back to the United States, and did all the TV show, movies, all that. But that show, that movie, No Time for Sergeants, he's only has a small part in there, but that is a very funny scene with Andy Griffith, and that sealed the future, because then they joined up on the Andy Griffith Show, you know. Just a absolute great. And my mom loved the Andy Griffith Show. There's no doubt. Watched all the episodes. It did, even the ones with that old goofy guy they replaced Don Knotts with for one season. I think the fans said, "You got to get rid of this guy." He was a nice guy, but you can't follow a legend like that. That was a bad idea. But it is, and sadly, most of those people are gone. I mean, the only one left is Ron Howard, some of the kids and stuff, but I think everybody else has passed on. It makes me feel very old, very old.
Yes.
But just a great memories here. And my mom loved TV. That was big entertainment for her. And, you know, she loved those kinds of shows. And I'm sure I'm missing many of them. There were so many that came out. But my mom would watch stuff like Adam 12, if you remember that police show. Yes. My mom loved the Mod Squad. 911. Big on emergency. Remember Trapper Johnny MD? I could go on and on. All these shows that my mom watched.
I like MASH.
She didn't care for MASH, but my dad would watch it, you know.
Yeah, what was the one? And you probably like this one too, Chips.
I did like it at the time. Yeah, sure. I liked it. Yeah. It was a pretty good show. Yeah, the motorcycle thing was cool, you know.
Yeah,
there are certain iconic things that happen. Okay, Ron and his real life brother, the only ones that are still alive. As for the originals, that's sad. Time marches on, stops for no man, you know. So that's why it's important.
And another show that
be a believer and go to heaven.
And another show Andy Griffith was really good in was Matlock.
Oh, he was great. Of course, they just brought that back, Matlock, with a female.
I don't think I want to see it.
I'm probably not good. They're all woke nowadays, but
yeah.
But
you know, it's like remaking True Grit.
But did you watch? And most people don't remember it. There were two follow-up. You've mentioned two shows have been mentioned that were legendary: MASH and Andy Griffith Show. Both of those had follow-up shows that bombed.
After
less than 1 year. After MASH was one of them.
MASH was horrible.
Yeah.
What was there was Mayberry or something?
There was that, but there was also another one where Andy goes to another town and he's like, I don't know, a councilman or something, and Barney shows up in one of the episodes for that. That I don't think they did, but about maybe 10 or 12 episodes, if that many. It bombed out. It was horrible. And if they hadn't have been an Andy Griffith, maybe it makes it. I doubt it. It just didn't have a good premise.
Yeah, well, on Aftermash, I mean, you had Radar, Colonel Potter, Hot Lips. I think that's the only ones from. Was Klinger in that one?
He might have made an appearance.
Okay,
but it centered around Potter. I think he did make an appearance, but I married a deputy, but but didn't like CHP or police. I'm a hypocrite. Well, you're
just in it for the handcuffs.
Oh, I remember the first time that cable came into our neighborhood and my mom got the cable. And the first show that we saw on cable, when they got it hooked up, they've just gotten installed, turned on the TV. The first show was the Andy Griffith Show that came on. My mom was so happy. So happy. This is a great show right here. My mom talks about it a lot. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I ever saw but maybe one episode. But this was a big show. Was Car 54, Where Are You?
Oh, yes.
I don't remember it real well. But
I remember
was
what a treat. Go ahead and finish talking about Car 54 there.
No, I'm just wanting to ask the question. Was that the one that had the guy originally in it that played he played the one where they played the Frankenstein, the little TV show. They were all, what was they? Huh?
The Munsters.
Yeah, the Munsters, but he was the judge in My Cousin Vinny. Was he not in Car 54? Where Are You? I can't think of his name.
I think so. Oh my gosh, I forgot about him playing the judge in My Cousin Vinny. Oh my goodness, which is a classic movie. Herman Munster.
Hey, thanks for coming in. We got somebody's got to go. Just want to put the comment up. So thanks for being here. Yeah, Herman Munster. We appreciate you being here. Yeah, I'm hungry.
There you go.
But,
I remember what a treat it was when I was growing up, and my mom would let me stay up late with her on the weekend to watch the original Doctor Who.
Okay, I don't really watch that either.
Oh man,
I don't remember watching.
We loved it. Yes, see the Munsters.
He went back and which the wife was a Hollywood superstar. That was the end of her career, sadly. She was one of the original pinups. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And she was good in that show, but that was kind of Eddie and his hairline. Kind of like, I think I saw Robert like that a few times.
No, me and Uncle Fester have the same hairline.
Put the light bulb in your mouth, make it light up.
Maybe I'll do that for Halloween next year.
Did you like the movies they made off of that? Addams Family and stuff like that. Did you like movies like that?
I liked them. I liked the Addams Family movie. Both of them. I'll go ahead and admit that. I did like them. But it was more because it was so much nostalgia involved. Because I watched them growing up.
Okay.
Eddie and his hairline.
My mom was a big fan of Bewitched. I know it was about witchcraft, but that brought it into everyday America, and she thought it was fun. She loved that show. It was on for several years. I can remember that. Honeymooners are classic. My mom was a big fan. The Honeymooners is still legendary.
Now, I have a question for you. Wasn't the Flintstones just the Honeymooners set back in prehistoric times?
Well, you could make a case for that, I guess. I never thought about it that way, but I guess you could make the case for it.
I think you could make a pretty stinking strong case for that.
I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't go so far as say a strong case.
Yeah.
Good
My
old Mrs. Kravitz. You're right, Jerry. You know what? She was the original Karen, right?
Yeah. Hey, there's Miss Joanne. Hey, there's your one. Get Smart.
Get Smart was another one. My mom, I'm surprised she liked it, but I remember her watching that a little bit. I don't think she's a big fan, but she would put it on. But Get Smart was definitely on in our household. There's no doubt.
The Avengers TV show, that was the British TV show, The Avengers. They
My
made a
mom watched-
movie out of that too.
They did. My mom watched a lot of the British comedy. She loved the Faulty Towers. I mean, we watched that a lot. John Cleese, and she liked that. I don't think it might have been Australian or English. I don't remember. But the Cell Block H with all the females that are locked up in prison. My mom got into that. I don't know why. I hated that, but my mom loved the drama of it. That was like, I don't know, like a cross between soap opera and reality TV for her or something. I don't know. Hey, you got a point on that. I could use a Flintstone car right now on these gas prices. And
Dave might be able to show you. Dave's of the right age. He might be able to show you how to make one of those.
Oh, come on now. Come on, man. Hey, I come from the age of classic car.
Yeah.
They ain't no Tesla Cybertruck going to get the same love that you know it.
I'm just saying. You're right, though. What gas prices going? We're going to be back to that. My mama tried to run Flintstone
and
brakes.
A lot of those
she was teaching me how to drive. She about stomped a hole in a floorboard car about 10 or 12 times. Like the first time I hit resume, we came to a stop, and she had one of them big old Chrysler wood panel station wagons. It had cruise control on it, and we stopped. She was letting me drive. So instead of just speeding up the car to get it close, I just hit resume. And that old station wagon just hunkered down. It said, "Bow." And man, did it shoot up to speed. My mom over there trying to stop a hole in the floorboard of the car. Oh, it was great.
Hey, Jerry, my mom loved the Green Acres. We watched a lot. And also Petticoat Junction. That was a show that she watched a lot.
Oh, classic show. Little House on the Prairie.
That was always on in our house. Mom loved it. And always had a good message. And so I was a fan, you know.
I'll be honest.
I read the book.
Yes, I have read the book. I had a crush on Laura Ingalls. I'll admit it.
Well, I'd say a lot of young guys did, you know. I'd say that. But yeah. Let me ask you a question, because we're talking about old shows, and a part of that is cartoons. This is just I'm just asking a question. We've got ladies in here and guys as well. Do you think that more women watch cartoons or men as adults?
Men.
That's just a question. I think it's men too, but I don't want to sell anybody short here. And if
I don't either. But, it's been, well, I don't know. Maybe it's, you know,
we could be wrong.
Jerry
says men.
Yeah. What do you say?
I think men watch more cartoons as adults than ladies do.
And Joanne says men too. Good evening to you, Cookster.
Yeah. I know Cook watches some old cartoons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I don't know why. Why is that? Could we even understand?
Because we're infantile, dude. Look, why do you think Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner were so successful? You like some cartoons? Oh, Yvina likes cartoons. I'm sorry, but Roadrunner, I mean the Coyote. Let's just look at that. The Coyote's always getting hit with something. His little contraptions are never working. And it was funny, you know, but it was infantile. You know, he'd go to launch himself in the catapult, he'd flip over backwards. You know, I'm just saying.
But I do, as a disclaimer on that, as a grandfather who had the first three grandchildren were granddaughters. I've had to watch a lot of cartoons that I didn't really care for, but because the granddaughters wanted to watch them, you endure. Mighty Mouse. Yes.
I cannot even think about Mighty Mouse without Andy Kaufman coming to mind. On that first episode of Saturday Night Live.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely hilarious.
You got killed. You got killed.
My wife called before I got home, told me to have her water ready, hot with bubbles running over. So I did. When she got home, the sink was waiting on her. Ouch! Jerry, you're a classic. Sometimes I'm sick of seeing people's faces laugh like cartoons for the win. Okay, here's Cook. But love Bugs Bunny, his favorite.
Now, when you
Bugs.
talk about Mighty Mouse, Joanne, I can't ever think about it without thinking about Andy Kaufman on the first episode of Saturday Night Live. When he gets up there and he starts the record off and is playing the Mighty Mouse song, and he's just standing up there deadpan. Then he gets to the part and he goes, "Here I come to save the day," and right back to deadpanning. And that was his whole bit there for the opening bit there, and it was amazing. Oh, I loved Andy Kaufman. He was hilarious, but he was not a comedian. He really wasn't. He was a practical joker. The whole thing with the wrestling.
Have a good night. Go eat them tacos.
Have a good night. Go eat some tacos. Tacos are good for you.
Are they really? I mean, I don't. You're like a health conscious thing now.
Very good for you. Yes.
I don't know about that.
Hey! Fat man doesn't have one heart attack. Don't you come between me and no tacos. You give doctors no more ideas. They've got enough. Joanne, I bet you remember the whole thing with Andy Kaufman wrestling, doing the girl. He was the intergender champion. He was the first transgender or the both thing because he was the intergender continental wrestling champion. Oh my!
But that does bring up a point though that my mom loved, and she absolutely loved Taxi. Loved that show.
Yeah, he played Falcon.
It had so many different characters on there. It was one of those great character-driven shows where nobody dominated and everybody had their parts. I mean, think of all the classic actors that were in that show, and she loved it.
I can do that, Carson.
We can do that. Hello to you. But Taxi was man. You can go back and watch that now, and it stands up. It really does.
It does.
And you had Jim, who I think that is my favorite character. But everybody on there was great. Mary Lou Henner, you can't go wrong there. Let's be honest, guys. Come on, you can't go wrong there. But everybody was great. We're kind of talking about classic. Got to type it in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got to type it in.
I'm not typing all that in.
You can type in classic TV shows. Don't give me no lip. I'll reach through the South Georgia and give you a Ranger attitude.
I'll reach through the North Georgia and give you a purple nurple.
I will make the call for Chuck to come in there and bite you on the hand again. So don't start.
He's not even in here.
Carson, if I make the call, he will.
Carson, you just gonna have to get you a speaker, Bubba. We talking about? Let's see. I'm gonna put one more thing in there.
Look, I said it easy, man. Come on, man. You can't do that.
There you go.
Come on, man.
He's gonna want to know what shows now. Okay. Well, while we're talking about all these old shows, let me throw something out there. Some of the commercials that they had back then too. Do you remember the one where the woman goes in for her pedicure and she's got her soaking her hands in Palmolive dish detergent?
Yeah.
Oh, and I was never so glad for that. More glad than when Kathy Rigsby hit menopause. Oh my gosh.
And what was you lost me there on that one. Do what?
Kathy Rigsby.
Okay, and you
when she hit menopause. She did the tampon commercials.
oh
Madge. Oh, that was a good one too. Oh, what was the one with Sally Fields, and they had she had her two daughters, and they had the weirdo maintenance guy that kept coming in. Oh my
Sally
gosh!
wasn't Sally Fields.
Yes, it was. It
No,
most certainly was. Not in Madge.
no. Wasn't Sally Fields, dude. You talking
It
about
was
Valley
too.
Bertinelli and Michelle Phillips and that show? Come on, man.
Are you
He's
sure
got
it
to
was
do a
Valley
search.
Bertinelli?
He's got to do a search
Yeah,
on
it
that.
was.
One
Maybe
day
it
at a
was.
time.
Yes, one day at a time.
Okay. No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Sally Field.
Okay, it was Valley Bertinelli. Okay,
That was one of the daughters. And Michelle Phillips was the other one.
who was
Yeah.
the mom?
Bonnie something. I can't remember her name.
Okay, Sally Fields was Gidget.
Yes. My mom loved that show too. Yeah.
And she was also the flying nun. She probably liked
She
that.
was the Flying Nun. That's another show my mom loved. My mom was really into those because she was a child of the 50s. You know, she was born in the 40s. Right. You know, 50s was big for her. So all of those beach movie, TV shows, whatever, she's a sucker for that. I hated them where they sung and danced and all that. I hated that stuff. You've told me how you were a big fan of the Oklahoma. You've told me that. If you realized how many times I had to watch that musical with my mom,
Dude, I don't really like musicals. I had to sing a solo out of Oklahoma when I was in high school.
Why did you have to?
Because my course director told me, she said, "You're singing a solo this year."
Which song did you sing?
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Sorry, I had to sing around till I got to the title.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Yeah, but I didn't sing it like that.
I do not know who it is, so I guess I'll lose.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, Carson, I don't know.
But yeah, we're all products of TV, man. We really are. Sad, and some of it was good. Maybe it's bad, but nowadays I don't know where that goes.
You hated Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Oh man, I was a fan.
What about Mary Poppins? Did you like Mary Poppins?
I was not a fan.
Oh, that is some of the greatest songs ever. You know,
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, I think it was called. Big fan. Have a great day.
No, you did not like it. What was the what about Annie? That was a musical. Everybody get by. The one with Carol Burnett in it.
I didn't. I was not a fan. Sorry, just wasn't a fan. My mom loved that too.
I know when I was growing up, my mama liked Doctor Who. She liked the TV show Planet of the Apes. We used to watch that.
Yeah.
She liked The Love Boat, Dallas, Falcon Crest. And I liked the Dukes of Hazzard. Them Dukes. But I'm sorry, but Chitty Chitty Bang Bang actually sounds like a car I owned at one point in time. At least that's the sound it made. Mama's Family. Yes.
My mom loved that. Without a doubt. Top 5 for her. top 5.
Oh man, that was amazing, amazing. Have you seen Mrs. Brown's Boys? Oh, you haven't, because it's got some language in it.
No,
But Mrs. Brown's Boys was very funny. Oh, yeah, Mama's Family. That was. What about Tool Time?
My mom watched that, and I watched it some when it was on. I didn't like set my timer by it to,
I didn't either.
but it was
Wilson
fun.
was my favorite character.
Well, I wouldn't say that for me, but it was funny. I just
No, you
I
only
watched
saw this much of him. Howdy ho, neighbor.
but I did like it. I just wouldn't say it was must see TV, but I did like it. My mom was really into that.
What about Joanne? Probably didn't like this one, but I bet you did when you were a kid. Knight Rider.
Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say I was enamored with it, and the reason being is I've never been a car guy. Like I'm just not. A lot of guys, they talk about cars. They start talking about, engine size. No, I've just never been that guy. I wasn't exposed to it. My dad was never really that way. So I just like a good car to drive. I don't soup them up or anything. And Knight Rider kind of fed into that for young boys, the sports car, talk to you and all that. It was a good show though, but
He would drive himself. He could shoot guns and rockets and all kind of stuff.
The action of it I like. So Travis Q. Middleton. Send you an invite. We can do that.
Yes.
We can.
Hey, while you're doing that, let me run grab my coffee. And I'll be right back.
We do need to run an ad. I'll do that while I'm running an ad because we have not ran an ad. So stay with us, folks. We're not done yet. Let me get a couple of things ready. We'll send Travis an invite, and we'll be right back. Hey, folks, Dave in the AM here with the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. For many weeks now, me and Rob have been telling you about our affiliation with Dubby Energy Drinks. I've been drinking some of them on the show, and I just got in today the powder version, and this is the Pond Blom version of this. And, hey, I tell you that it gives you the focus and the energy without the jitters or the crash. There's no sugars, no fillers, no artificial dyes. So get you some Dubby today. Use the promo code Southern Fried, and you'll get 10% off each and every order. Not only can you get the energy drinks, but you can also get some cool merch items. In fact, soon we're going to have a hat to show you as an example of some of those things. There's shirts and other things you can get as well as containers to mix up the powder and the water into that you can carry with you. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and also of Dubby Energy Drinks. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Hey, this is Robin Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. One of our shows that we love the most is Front Porch Talking. Our Friday night show, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, has become a tradition here at the Southern Fried. We appreciate you so much for stopping by on the front porch where we grab our sweet tea or coffee or whatever we're drinking and just sit on the front porch, wave at the neighbors as they go by, and just have a great discussion. We usually don't have a topic or theme. We just like to talk, and we like for you to stop by on the front porch as well. It's a Southern tradition, and Rob and Dave, we're all about the South. We live here in the state of Georgia, and all through the South or throughout wherever you live in the United States or the world, remember, as Rob says, it's a Southern state of mind. Join us each Friday night at 8 p.m. with our friends. Become part of that Cornbread Nation Breadhead crew, and join us on the front porch, and let's talk. Thank you so much. All right, real quick, Mammoth Nation, really big fan of this company. We are affiliated with them, and both me and Rob are supporters of them. America first. Love America. They have values. We appreciate them. Get you some discounts by being a member of Mammoth Nation. Go through their portal and get discounts, big time discounts on a lot of, they've got all kinds of sites. We just try to highlight a few this week. Rigid Light Shop, and they have all sorts of lights. You know, people are into that nowadays. You go down the road and you see all kind of crazy colors and stuff. Well, companies like this make that available, and we appreciate Mammoth Nation, what they stand for. Visit them, visit their vendors, and save you some money. We appreciate that so very much. And we've been trying to help out ARA, the Animal Rescue Alliance in South Georgia down there with Rob. They're great people. We got some a video of them that's going to be running maybe as soon tomorrow that we did down there. We've been trying to get our videos out, and they're running dry on some stuff, food and stuff. Purina, you can help them out. There's information there. You go to their website. There's all kinds of ways to donate to them. If you're local to the area, you can drop it off also at the Piggly Wiggly or to them, but you can also go online and donate that way. Linktree, I think they still use PayPal. Go to their website, get the information. Great folks. We've been associated with them since almost from the beginning of our podcast, and we've had shows with them. We visited on the ground with them. Great folks, and I just want to help them out. Madison alerted us to this 2 or 3 days ago, and we're just trying to help out. If you can help them, great. If you can't, that's okay too. But if you're available to help them, they're a no-kill shelter, so they're trying to, help folks, get these animals to homes and they're for forever home, as we like to say. But appreciate that. I did send the invite to you, Travis. If you're out there, let me double check my Facebook. I was running ads, so you have it. So he should be navigating in. I did send that to your Messenger. Messenger is where I sent that. So hopefully we'll see our newly elected school board member from up here in Walker County. And he was nice enough to come on the program a couple of times when he was running, and hopefully he can make it up. We can talk to him about some things that's going on with him. Rob, you made it back. Did you get some coffee?
I did.
Well, good.
I did.
You need some coffee.
I need coffee.
I bet you drink some of those sissy coffees, don't you? Put a little half and half in there, and a little flavor.
No, I drink man's coffee. I drink a man's coffee. You know how I know it's a man's coffee? Because I'm drinking it.
Oh.
Any more questions?
I'm still stand by it. You know how to say a name, but come on, man. You know that you have drank some sissy coffee when there wasn't nothing else around. You said, "Oh, I guess I'll just have to."
Dude, I've drank Starbucks when I didn't have any options. I like a mocha latte.
Have you drank caffeine free, or are you just in it for the caffeine?
I tried decaffeinated coffee, and let me go ahead and tell you, I didn't care for it.
Oh,
not even a little bit. I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the way it smells. Now, there is some coffee out there, Georgia pecan coffee, that I hurt somebody over that now. That is good.
I was down there. You didn't even offer me any. You said you was going to have me try it, and I never saw it. So,
well, we didn't hang out at the house that much. There's Travis.
He's coming up. All right, and he likes hazelnut the most. I'm just milk. Hello, Travis. How you doing, brother?
Travis.
How are y'all?
Doing well. Great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I apologize. I'm trying to get my earbuds to working, and
you're fine. We'll just keep talking, and you get dialed in there so you can hear us. And
I'm sorry. I thought you was ready. I saw you talking there, and I was like, hey, there he is. He was probably talking to somebody else, though.
Cook, that's the way I drink my coffee. I just drink it black. So we'll let him get dialed in here for a second. We'll remove him there just for a second. We'll get him dialed in. He can give us a thumbs up on screen when he's ready. You got to get all this technology, up and ready and going. We got the thumbs up. We're back on stage. Travis Q. Middleton, newly elected school board member, District, what was that, 3?
District 3, yes.
3,
hey guys, man.
Walker County, Georgia. Congratulations, man.
Right.
Rob,
Thank
sound
you.
effects.
Yes. Well, and I started out with a lot of campaign promises to you guys. I was supposed to call in a couple of Mondays ago, and it was actually my first school board meeting, and I forgot all about it. That shows you. So that shows you what I know. I was like, yeah, I'll call in Monday, and then I realized that, oh crap, I was supposed to call in, and here I am sitting here in front of about 60 people.
No, you're all good, brother. Hey, you
you got the job you were elected for.
Yes.
Our elected leaders have a standing invitation. Anybody wants to come on from anywhere, it doesn't matter where. Just ask for an invite, because we want we want to make America greater and better and all that. And we believe that good folks like you are doing that. And so anytime you need to come on, you don't even have to talk about the school board. You can talk about whatever. You're good folk. But certainly if you've got something going on, you want to come on and talk, come on up, brother. We love guests.
No. Yes, I appreciate it. No, it's so I'll just go ahead and say I've had one school board meeting. My second one's tomorrow. And it's drinking from a fire hose. I'll go ahead and tell you. It was like the first school board meeting was running about 100 miles an hour, and I was running about 25 in the fast lane. And so everybody's blowing by me, honking and waving and saluting me and all those things. It was good stuff. And so
hey,
it's
you can say, hey, y'all need to take a breath, slow it down a little bit, speak English. Yeah.
I wish it was it's been a whirlwind. There's no doubt. I've got some training to do at the end of the month, new school board member training on the 29th and 30th in Suwanee, Georgia. So I'll go down there and learn the ins and outs of what I can do, what I can say, what I can't say, what I can do, what I can't do. And it's okay. It's every day's a new day, and it hasn't been too bad. And just like funny. So up here, obviously the schools are on a 2-hour delay today, and they were out they were out today, 2-hour delay tomorrow, and people.
Yeah.
I'd have people text me going, "Hey, have you heard anything?" It's like, listen, I don't know how this thing works. I'll probably know when you know, right? And so got an email today, and I don't mind saying it, I knew 4 minutes ahead of everybody else, 4 whole minutes ahead of everybody else, right? So it's not like that. Those decisions, aren't my decisions, and those decisions are with entailing all kinds of folks, the emergency responders, the road crews, the other school system in Walker County, the city school, if you will. And, there's a whole lot that plays into making a decision. And then to me, having kids that are, my youngest one again is 19, as I've said before, he's been driving for 3 years. I wouldn't want to put a 16-year-old behind the wheel with, like, in the morning, or even this morning, with the snow and all of this stuff dissipating, and then just the roads being wet and the temperatures being low, and it's those are tough decisions, right? And
I think the only criticism I've ever had is, and I've heard it from others, and it would be both counties. It doesn't matter which county, because I think Catoosa and Walker, just to be fair, I know there's a lot that goes into it, would be the announcement coming late. It's like, why so late? This time was not bad. They did good, and they've got out there ahead of this thing. But there's been times in the past where some of those announcements came out late, and you find yourself scrambling to get babysitters or whatever it is, when, that's life. As a parent, you understand that. So just making those announcements early as they can, especially when you see other school systems sort of getting it out there ahead of it. But again, I'm not saying every county's got to be the same. Just but they did good. They got the announcements out ahead of time. And I just think I think most parents would rather you err on the side of caution than to go ahead and just say we're going no matter what. Like you said, you don't want your kid out there on that road like that.
And you think about it, I mean, we as parents, we're never. I mean, my father-in-law is 75, be 75 in February, and he tells my wife, who's I'm not gonna tell you how old she is. She's pretty old. But anyway, she's
He's 29.
29.
29,
Yes,
Travis.
yeah,
I got you.
29.
Hey,
but-
Rob's got you. You're 29.
29, yes. Thank you. But as a parent, he never stops worrying about his daughters. He don't think they can drive the Dalton by themselves, even now at her age. And he's like, "You're gonna go that far by yourself?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go that far by myself." And so, as parents, we never quit worrying. The worry's never going to stop.
Amen.
No.
Even
Yeah.
our kids are 19, 22, and 26, and they don't understand it, and they won't understand it till they have one driving, and that's just where we are, right? And for right, wrong, or indifferent, the worry's there. But yeah, it's those things are important, those decisions, and there's a lot of thought and effort that goes into it. And even tonight, I had a friend that texted me and said, "I'm really, I'm not into 2 hour delays. Is there any way you can get these things changed going forward, and maybe just either not go to school or go to school, but no 2 hour delays?" And I said, "I'll see what
Well,
I can do about that one."
because if you've got a 2 hour delay, I know the kids can still go most of the day, but now the parents either have to be late to work
Yeah.
if they drive them, or you got to line up some other way for them to get there, and that is kind of a monstrous pain. A 2 hour delay
Well,
is.
In my situation, I'm glad you brought it up because I said that today. That
It's
really
tough.
the
It's
2 hour
tough.
delay
There's
messes
there's
up
no
parents.
winners and losers in it. And then when you think about it, when you get the kids to school, what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna have to start feeding them, right? And so in a
Yeah.
2 hour delay, because you get them to school in the morning and you start feeding them, and breakfast is free at all Walker County schools as well as lunch. And so probably tomorrow. I don't know how it works, but I'll know tomorrow evening. Tomorrow they're probably going to feed them as soon as they get there, and then probably start lunches within the hour. Feed them lunch as well. And so
For some kids, that's the only food
I
they
don't
get.
really. I was telling somebody earlier, I don't even, be honest with you, and it sounds terrible. I don't know when school starts anymore. And be honest with you, I never really knew because everything in my house started happening about 6:30, and I knew I wanted to be out of the house before the magic, before the waking up of the kids got crunk.
Wait a
And
minute.
so,
Are you saying that you were a little fearful?
well, I'd made it home a few mornings. I'd been home a few mornings when I was working third, and boy, it was a rough life. Here's a great story. My daughter, I guess she was probably kindergarten or first grade. My wife does hair, so my wife is combing her hair, and she's telling her how she don't know what she's doing to her hair. "You don't know what you're doing. I don't even know why you're combing my hair like that," right? And so it's like there's all these people, and that's what my wife does for a living, is does hair. And so there's all these people. My wife gets paid to do their hair. Here my 6 or 7 year old daughter is saying, "You don't know what you're doing." And of course, we didn't call defects, but she did hit her with the brush, and so she went old school on her. Had to hit her with a brush like we got hit whenever we were kids,
Yeah.
with a brush, with a ruler.
We know what that
with
felt
a-
like.
Hey, your wife does hair. How much was she charged to do mine?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't even know what she charges. How much is there? Not a lot. Oh, it's probably about like mine. It looks good.
It's shiny.
It's
Yeah, I think
nice and
you're good.
shiny.
Mm.
But yeah, there's like
Dave, it looks like you froze up.
Me?
No, Dave.
I may have.
David, looks
I
like
don't
he
know.
froze up.
He may have froze up. You hear him now?
No,
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me, Rob?
we've lost him.
I can hear you. Try reloading real quick. Because now you're
That's right.
froze up.
Me?
Okay.
I was just. Oh,
Oh, there he is. Well,
I can't hear him. Yeah, something's happened.
okay.
Anyway,
we'll check it out.
yeah. So
We're
no, I
right
was,
here at the we're right here toward the end of the show here. We only got a few minutes left. So Dave, don't drop
No.
out. Hang on. Maybe it'll straighten out. Go ahead there, Travis.
No. I was just, man, I was just calling you guys. I got on Facebook, seen y'all was on there, and I just was wanting to reach out and and say, hey, appreciate what you guys do, and appreciate watching y'all's podcast, and appreciate y'all letting me be on here and let me take
Hey,
talk to folks and let people hear what I'm about whenever I was running, and and hey, listen,
absolutely.
we got a long ways to go in Walker County, and we got a long ways to go in Georgia and in the country, realistically. And so
Yeah,
we, I, I'm just shooting for positive outcomes in our kids, and doing the best we can do to serve our future, which is our kids. And so
absolutely.
that's the bigger thing.
Would you be willing to come on about once a month with us and just talk about maybe the changes and stuff and the stuff that you're pushing for?
Absolutely. And again,
Great.
yes, I would love to. I just need to figure out what
What you doing?
what I'm doing. So absolutely. Hopefully it'll slow down tomorrow. It'll be a little slower and a little smoother. And when I went, so my first board meeting, I'm sitting looking down, and I'm just writing. I'm writing as fast as I can write. My wife's like, "You didn't even look up any of the meeting." I said, "Because I was taking notes, and I took like 4 or 5 pages and worth of notes, and
I
so
mean,
I
throw an
tried.
idea out there at you. Get you an app for your phone and record it.
So the meetings are recorded. I haven't made it that far in there, but no, you're exactly right. I do need to download some kind of app so that when somebody does ask a question, I can record it and hear what the response is and those
Yeah,
kinds of things. You're absolutely right.
that'd be a lot easier than trying to scribble it and then you try
Yes,
to remember now what was that? Now what did I write there? If your
yes.
handwriting's anything like mine.
Yeah.
Well, they say the smarter you are, the worse your handwriting is, and
Oh well, I'm
I
a
guess I'm
freaking
at.
genius.
Yes, me too, me as well. So anyway.
Thank you for calling me a genius, Travis. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
yes. I'm a doctor after all, evidently based on that. But yeah. Anyway, I see we got 2 minutes left, and I was just gonna again, I was just gonna
Hey,
just
you're welcome
call
on
it.
here anytime.
Yeah,
Anytime.
and what I can do.
Joanne, no, I did not get snow.
You didn't get snow? Oh, you're
No.
south.
Oh yeah. I'm almost in Florida, dude.
Yeah, we got I got about 3 inches here in Flintstone. Well, I won't keep you anymore. I know you got to sign off and talk about a couple of sponsors, this, that, and the other. And but yes, I'll absolutely if David, whenever he gets unfroze, maybe he's in the movie Frozen, and so he just got froze up. But yeah, I'd love
Well,
to
that was his
come and
favorite song. Do you want to build a snowman?
yeah. But yes, I'll definitely once a month. I don't mind coming on here and say what's going on or anything like that.
Okay. Well, he dropped completely there.
Yeah,
All
did.
right. Well, Travis, thanks for jumping in with us. And I'll tell you what, just uh, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it. Well, he's coming back. Here he comes.
Uh-oh.
Do you see him now? Is he moving now?
Yeah, he's moving.
All right, Dave, you're back.
Wonderful technology. Sometimes it doesn't go great.
Yes.
Well, I'll
No,
go ahead and pass up then. Do you want to build a snowman? Is not his favorite song.
I heard you. I heard everything you said.
His
Oh.
favorite song is Baby Shark Doo 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 Doo. Baby Shark.
Yeah, only for you, man. Only for you.
Oh, well. So you heard
So
everything. So Travis we need to keep him in the loop and get him come on about once a month. Tell Tell everybody what's
Anytime he
going on
wants
with the school board.
And he gets up early, so we do morning shows too. So he can do morning
Yeah.
if that works better for him,
So,
either
so
or.
is both of y'all on the morning show, or is it just you,
Yes.
David, or
Most
both of y'all?
Monday, Wednesday,
Okay.
and Friday we're both on, and then sometimes I do
Okay.
a Tuesday, Thursday. So yeah,
What time is your Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Is it 6?
6 to 7.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna run
absolutely.
for an hour in the morning. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, it's good stuff, but absolutely, yeah. Just let me get my legs under me, and I'll reach back out to you guys in a few weeks and
No
Okay.
say what
problem.
we got coming down the pipe for sure. I know we're extended. You going over your time, but yeah, appreciate y'all having me.
All right. Thank you, Travis. We
Yeah, thank
appreciate it,
y'all.
and we'll reach out to you and we'll keep updated.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, buddy.
Bye.
Very
That's
cool.
good to hear.
Yeah, man. That'd be nice to have a regular feature because that's right in line with what we're trying to get changed in America is school boards, and these schools and stuff. So the bad things. So you know it. You know it.
All right. Well, we're glad all y'all joined in tonight. We had lots of people in here tonight. I enjoyed that.
Very
Joanne,
nice. Very
I'm
nice.
glad you made
Thank
it
you to
in.
everybody. Yeah.
Gina and Jerry and who all else? Jennifer, everybody that was in here. That was highly enjoyable. And Podbean is now went off.
Well, it only goes 2 hours.
Okay.
You have to start a new one if you're going to do more than that. So
Okay. All right. Well,
we maxed out.
we maxed out. Well, y'all have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow. We'll see you back here bright and squirrely on Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock for Hump Day. Hopefully I'll get all my junk done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Love you, brother, and love all you guys
Love you,
out
man.
there. And y'all keep it straight, and y'all keep it between the lines of the road, and all them other things Mama used to say.
Yep. And don't forget Wednesday debut Cornbread Nation show. Me and Rob's got things to get ready tomorrow for that.
Yes. So, yes, it's going to be exciting. And we will see y'all then for Cornbread Nation. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, y'all like, follow, subscribe, and throw it on the floor, kick it around, put it on the plate, and eat it up. And we will see y'all Wednesday. Night, y'all.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast.